Welcome to FlyEaglesFly News, where Eagles fans get the latest, fastest, and hottest updates. Hit subscribe and fly high with us. The Philadelphia Eagles fanbase woke up today in absolute disbelief after news broke that star wide receiver A.J. Brown could be on his way out of Philadelphia. Yeah, you heard that right. A.J. Brown, the guy who's been one of the most explosive and consistent offensive weapons in the entire NFL, might be traded. According to reports circulating around the league, the Eagles front office has been quietly discussing moving Brown in exchange for a package of players and draft picks. The rumor alone has sent shockwaves through social media, with fans flooding comment sections, X threads, and Reddit forums trying to make sense of it all. How could the team even think about letting him go when he's in his prime and under contract? Apparently, the reasoning is financial flexibility and a shift in roster-building philosophy. But let's be honest, this doesn't feel like a football decision. It feels like a business move, and that's exactly what's lighting the fire under fans right now. A.J. Brown has been the heart and soul of this offense since arriving from Tennessee. His chemistry with Jalen Hurts is undeniable, his physicality unmatched, and his leadership inside the locker room has been a key ingredient in the Eagles' recent success. So, when whispers began spreading that the organization might trade him to free up cap space for multiple defensive signings, most fans thought it was fake news or another off-season fantasy. But now, insiders are claiming that discussions have actually taken place between Philadelphia's management and two unnamed AFC teams. The supposed logic? The Eagles believe spreading Brown's massive salary across 3 or 4 players could make the roster deeper overall. Yet, in the eyes of supporters, that's like trading a diamond for a handful of glass beads. Fans aren't buying the depth over star power argument. What really adds fuel to this rumor is the apparent tension brewing behind closed doors. Some sources claim Brown has been frustrated with how he's been used in recent games. He's allegedly expressed dissatisfaction about the number of targets he's been getting compared to last season. There are even whispers that he's had heated conversations with members of the coaching staff. If that's true, then the cracks in the relationship might run deeper than anyone realized. It's not the first time a superstar has clashed with a coaching philosophy, but coming from someone as competitive and vocal as A.J. Brown, it could explain a lot. Fans have noticed subtle signs too. Cryptic posts on social media, shorter interviews, and less sideline energy than usual. It's like the perfect storm of misunderstanding, business interests, and locker room tension coming together all at once. Still, this possible trade feels like more than just a roster shuffle. It feels like a betrayal. Fans remember the excitement when the Eagles first landed Brown, how it transformed the team from good to elite overnight. He wasn't just catching passes, he was making statement plays, turning routine routes into highlight reels. Now, to think the front office would even entertain moving him feels like they're ripping the identity out of the offense. Some reports suggest the Eagles might be targeting a couple of high-profile defenders and a young receiver to replace him. But let's be real, replacing A.J. Brown's presence both on and off the field is nearly impossible. He's not just a player, he's a brand, a culture, a symbol of the team's swagger. Financially, it's understandable why the Eagles might be exploring options. Brown's contract is hefty, and the team has several key extensions coming up. Names like Devonta Smith and Jordan Davis are looming in the near future. The Eagles could be trying to prevent future cap headaches by restructuring now. But that kind of logic doesn't satisfy the emotional side of fandom. This isn't Madden. You can't just trade a superstar and expect morale to stay intact. The energy in the locker room shifts, the chemistry with Hurts changes, and the entire offensive rhythm could crumble. Philadelphia is known for its passionate, demanding fan base, and this decision, if it actually goes through, might ignite one of the biggest backlashes in recent team history. Whether this rumor turns into reality remains to be seen. The Eagles have yet to release any official statement, and Brown himself has remained silent on social media. But silence can be loud, and right now, the quiet is deafening. Every minute that passes without clarification only fuels speculation. Will the front office double down and confirm they're shopping him? Or will they come out swinging with a firm denial to calm the chaos? Either way, this story has taken on a life of its own, and the damage might already be done. Even if Brown stays, trust between player, team, and fans may never fully recover. The question is no longer just if he'll leave, It's why this situation ever got this far. Now, let's get into the real debate heating up sports talk shows and online forums. Should the Eagles actually pull the trigger on this trade? On paper, it might sound like a reasonable idea. Trading A.J. Brown could clear up tens of millions in cap space, potentially allowing the Eagles to strengthen multiple weak spots on defense. The team's pass rush hasn't been the same, and the secondary is still adjusting to life after losing key veterans. If you could add 2 elite defensive starters and a promising young receiver, some executives might call that a win. But here's the catch. You're not just trading numbers, you're trading momentum. Chemistry doesn't show up on a spreadsheet, and that's something teams often forget when chasing balance. The Eagles' identity has been built around Hurts and Brown's connection, and tampering with that could send ripple effects through the entire locker room. Fans are already making their voices heard. Social media has exploded with hashtags like #KeepAJBrown and #FireHowie, with many directing their frustration at General Manager Howie Roseman. They argue that this front office, despite its track record of smart cap management, has a history of undervaluing emotional intangibles. Brown isn't just another name on the roster. He's a spark that ignites the offense and draws defensive attention every single play. Removing that would make life harder for Hurts, Smith, and even the run game. Some analysts have compared this to the time the Cowboys traded Amari Cooper, thinking they could replace him by committee, only to see the offense lose its rhythm for months. History has shown that losing a true WR1 changes everything, no matter how solid the rest of the lineup looks on paper. Meanwhile, rumors continue to swirl about potential destinations. 2 teams keep popping up in the conversation: the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. Both are contenders looking for that one big offensive weapon to push them over the edge. Imagine Brown lining up next to Travis Kelce in Kansas City or catching deep balls from Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. It's a terrifying thought for defensive coordinators, but a nightmare for Eagles fans. Insiders say that if a deal happens, it could involve a first-round pick, a defensive starter, and a mid-round selection. But the question remains, would that be enough? Can you truly replace what A.J. Brown brings both statistically and emotionally? Many would argue not even close. And let's not ignore the emotional side of A.J. Brown himself. The man wears his heart on his sleeve. You can see his passion every time he steps on the field, every touchdown celebration, every sideline interaction. To him, Philadelphia wasn't just a stop, it was a home. If these trade rumors turn out to be more than smoke, it could genuinely sting him. Reports suggest that Brown's camp has already reached out privately to clarify his status with the team. He's supposedly frustrated but also cautious, not wanting to escalate the situation. Still, fans can't help but dissect his every post and gesture. Even a simple emoji on social media can send the city into a frenzy. That's the level of connection this player has built with the fan base. It's deep, emotional, and personal. In a broader sense, this whole situation exposes the brutal side of the NFL. Loyalty often takes a back seat to numbers, and emotions rarely factor into business decisions. Teams will trade stars in their prime if they believe it benefits the cap sheet, even if it means alienating fans and players alike. For the Eagles, a franchise known for its passionate supporters, that kind of move would cut deep. The organization has always preached culture, brotherhood, and commitment, but this rumor makes people question whether those words still mean anything. It's one thing to rebuild after failure. It's another to dismantle a contender out of financial caution. Fans are left wondering, are the Eagles trying to win championships or manage spreadsheets? At the end of the day, this story feels like a crossroads moment for the Philadelphia Eagles. Whether A.J. Brown stays or goes, the message this front office sends will echo far beyond one season. Keep him, and you reassure the locker room that stars are valued, loyalty matters, and chemistry counts. Trade him, and you risk tearing apart the emotional core that's made this team special. No matter how this ends, one thing's for sure: the Eagles fan base won't forget how it unfolded. Whether it becomes the most shocking trade of the decade or a cautionary tale of rumor and overreaction, A.J. Brown's name is now at the center of Philadelphia's biggest drama yet, and the storm is just beginning. Some rumors even suggest that internal disagreements within the Eagles management could influence the outcome, with factions advocating for either retaining Brown at all costs or capitalizing on his market value to secure long-term advantages. Sources claim that Roseman has been orchestrating a careful strategy, leveraging potential interest from multiple franchises to maintain negotiating power and ensure that the Eagles receive maximum return. Meanwhile, Brown's agents reportedly provide constant updates, weighing factors such as team fit, quarterback chemistry, offensive philosophy, and championship potential. The narrative has transformed into a multifaceted chess game, blending talent evaluation, financial acumen, and emotional intelligence. Social media and fan communities amplify every development, generating intense debate, speculation, and anticipation. Analysts dissect the story from every angle, considering not only the implications for Philadelphia, but for the entire league. Every leak, every statement, and every rumor adds complexity, creating a dynamic situation where the balance between transparency and strategy is critical. Ultimately, the saga of A.J. Brown's potential trade reflects the intersection of business, competition, and fandom in professional football, illustrating how a single decision can ripple across multiple dimensions and redefine the trajectory of a franchise. FlyEaglesFly News family, smash subscribe and hit like. Your support keeps the freshest Philadelphia Eagles updates flying in. Drop your take in the comments, and let's talk birds. As the saga continues to unfold, Philadelphia fans, NFL analysts, and insiders are bracing for the inevitable announcement, fully aware that any decision will have far-reaching consequences. Rumors, leaks, and speculation dominate conversations, as each development is dissected for hidden meaning, potential strategy, and long-term impact. A.J. Brown's future, intertwined with Howie Roseman's high-stakes decision-making, has captured the imagination of the league, transforming the story into a must-follow narrative for fans and media alike. Analysts continue to project trade scenarios, draft compensation, and strategic adjustments, while fan communities debate loyalty, team philosophy, and potential outcomes. The drama underscores the delicate balance between competitive ambition and business pragmatism, demonstrating how one player's movement can reshape narratives, expectations, and strategies across the NFL. In Philadelphia, the tension is tangible, and every rumor adds fuel to the fire, ensuring that the saga remains a central topic of discussion. The combination of talent, market dynamics, and emotional investment has created a narrative that is both compelling and volatile, promising continued intrigue, speculation, and debate as the story of A.J. Brown's potential trade unfolds. As the season progresses, the NFL faces the dual challenge of maintaining credibility while managing unprecedented scrutiny from teams, fans, and media alike. The Eagles, benefiting from a rare league admission of error, are navigating the intersection of fortune, performance, and public attention, knowing that every play will be examined in the context of this historic controversy. Rival teams continue to express frustration and strategize for both competitive and procedural responses, while fans and analysts debate fairness, transparency, and the ethical implications of retroactive decisions. Social media continues to amplify every statement, video clip, and leak, ensuring that the story remains a central topic of discussion far beyond traditional game analysis. Commentary, speculation, and debate dominate the landscape, with narratives of luck, accountability, and rivalry intertwined in a complex web of emotion and analysis. As the Eagles prepare for the next critical games, they do so under the intense glare of history, media scrutiny, and fan expectation, navigating a landscape reshaped by a single, dramatic play and the league's unprecedented acknowledgement, creating a saga that will be dissected, debated, and remembered for years to come. Inside the Eagles organization, sources hint at cautious optimism, with team leaders emphasizing focus on performance while acknowledging the extraordinary circumstances that have placed them at the center of league-wide attention. Players, coaches, and staff reportedly recognize the unique mix of fortune, opportunity, and responsibility that comes from benefiting from a league admission of error, understanding that their behavior, statements, and gameplay will now be analyzed with unprecedented scrutiny. Sports analysts continue to speculate about potential psychological advantages, suggesting that the Eagles may gain a boost in confidence, momentum, and strategic leverage as rival teams navigate both frustration and uncertainty. At the same time, rival franchises are said to be reassessing internal protocols, ensuring that no future incident could leave them vulnerable to similar reversals, while exploring the league's limits for contesting past or future calls. Social media engagement remains intense, with fans dissecting every frame of video, every league announcement, and every press conference, generating a near-constant stream of speculation, memes, and debate. Commentary ranges from outrage and conspiracy to admiration for the league's rare admission of error, illustrating the polarized and passionate nature of modern sports discourse. For the Eagles, this whirlwind is both an opportunity and a challenge, requiring disciplined focus amidst a media and fan frenzy that has elevated a single game moment into a multi-week saga with ramifications that extend far beyond the scoreboard, reaching into the heart of competitive integrity, fan perception, and league policy. That's a wrap from FlyEaglesFly News. If you want the fastest Eagles updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Sound off in the comments. Let's talk birds.